All right, fellow outdoor dads, let's talk about one of the most important pieces of gear when you go out camping, a flashlight. But not just any flashlight, this is the ultimate dad light. Let me tell you why. It's the Rovyvon E80. It's not just fantastic, it's borderline overpowered. It's kind of like when you shine your headlamp directly into your buddy's eyes. Sorry again, Greg. I'm gonna go through the features and specs of this thing and tell me at the end of the video if you agree or not, if this is the ultimate camping dad flashlight. All right, first up, basically, it's got triple light source features. So first up, we're talking 1800 lumens. Wow! It's basically like the sun in your hand. Oh, you can feel the heat. You could light up your entire campsite or even like signal planes if your buddy gets lost in the woods again. Looking at you, Greg. Then there's the built-in laser pointer. It's got a 520 nanometer laser with 2 different brightness levels. Now, you're probably thinking, why do I need a laser while I'm camping? And to that I say, because it's awesome. I like to use it to point out constellations. If there's any kind of smoke or dust in the air, you can easily see the beam, but even on a clear night, you can actually see where you're pointing the laser up in the sky. Pretty cool to like point out constellations with your kids and be able to show exactly what you're talking about or pointing out particular planets and things like that. You can use it to signal to your kids how far is too far and say, no, don't go beyond that tree right there. Or you can just use it to make your family dog go bananas. Then on the side, it's got this lamp feature right here. Variable white light there. Click it, double click it, and you get your red light. You can go low, medium, high, or strobe. And this flashing side mode is fantastic for roadside emergency situations. You know, keep this puppy in your glove box and you're good to go. If you need to pull over on the side of the road and change a tire, you can just set this thing up on the road behind your car. Use it as a flare type beacon to make sure to alert oncoming traffic. Click it 3 times and you've got your ultraviolet light, which obviously doesn't provide like a lot of ambient light, but it's perfect for checking for scorpions, authenticating treasure maps, or realizing how truly disgusting the inside of your tent has really gotten. Seriously, don't shine this thing on your sleeping bag unless you are ready to be horrified. Also, it's got a quick off feature. If you just tap the beam, the high beam, there's this one button on the top here that turns on the brightest light possible. And anytime you have anything else turned on, like if you've got the night light on, and you don't want to have to like fumble through the settings to remember how to turn that off. You just hit the big button at the top real quick, turns it off. So any mode you've got going, you can have it on and then just quick tap, good to go. There is also a second button on the top where you can turn on a UV light on the bottom of the beam, which is a stronger UV light compared to the lamp if you have a need for, you know, UV verification or something. This thing is built from 6063 aluminum, which means it's lightweight, but also very strong. Should be tough enough to survive anything you throw at it. Drop it, no problem. Sit on it, also fine. Using it as an impromptu hammer, probably wouldn't recommend it, but we've all been there. This thing has smooth edges and a nice grip on the side. It's very ergonomically designed, easy to hold. It's not gonna slip out of your hand. Charging is super easy. It has a battery indicator right there on the side and a USB-C charging port right there. The battery life is solid too, which means you won't be left behind in the dark at the worst possible moment. Looking at you, every gas station flashlight I've ever owned. The side light has a 1 lumen low feature, which can last up to 343 hours or up to 4 hours on the 400 lumen mode. And I forgot to mention that the main flashlight also has a low, medium, and high setting so that you can adjust between those. So on the low setting, it can go for 65 hours on the 10 lumen setting, up to 1.5 hours on the highest setting. All right, let's go ahead and get down to it and talk price. The E80 comes in at $109. So this is definitely not a budget level investment. You can find cheaper options, but here's the thing. They're not gonna give you this level of brightness, build quality, or versatility of features. What you're paying for here is a rugged, all-in-one light that won't fail you when you need it most. And yeah, let's be real, you could go cheaper. But that's how you end up holding a $20 flashlight that dies right when Greg leaves you in the middle of the woods on a wild goose chase for firewood. So how does the E80 fit into camping life? Let's break it down. Need to set up camp in the dark? Boom, 1800 lumens. Want to teach your kids about astronomy? Boom, laser mode engaged. Need to signal for help when Greg wanders off again? This thing's got you covered. It's basically the Swiss Army knife of flashlights. And let's be real, anything that you can use to entertain the kids, keep your campsite safe, and maybe even find your keys in the dark sounds like a must-have. So what do you think? Is the E80 the ultimate camping flashlight? I mean, it's tough, versatile, sleek, fits in your pocket. Forgot to show you that it does have a fantastic double-sided clip so you can fit it in your pocket whichever way is most comfortable. I mean, this thing's got more features than my first car. Whether you're an outdoor dad, a weekend warrior, or just someone who appreciates having a really cool flashlight, it's a solid pick. One word of warning though, you want to keep this one away from little kids. Both the laser and the UV light can be damaging if shined directly into someone's eyes. So keep this one to yourself, Dad. Don't let the little kids borrow it. And certainly not Greg. And let me know in the comments, what's the coolest flashlight that you ever owned and what were the features on it that you loved? And if you want to see another review I did of another flashlight from Rovyvon that is much more compact and ultralight, check this out right here. Thanks for watching. You got this, Dad. Yo!